I haven't uploaded on YouTube in like 3 weeks. Get
sure.
this.
Hold on. That's your audience is pissed too. Man, anyway, that's the smartest thing you've ever said. I'm just kidding. I always do that to you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Full Coverage, your favorite podcast with your hosts, Manny, MUA, and
Marley.
We're back again.
All right.
You're like, sorry, we're starting off right. We have been on a 3-week hiatus. We've been on our little
break, as we call
our
it.
break, our break journey, our break grind.
I like the hiatus. I like that you called it hiatus.
I mean, it wasn't.
It feels right.
Yeah, it feels correct. Like
It
a
feels
hiatus
correct.
is literally what it is,
Mhm.
and it's been so nice, you guys. We like to take breaks at the end of every year when it comes to doing the pod, because
Woo.
but honestly, we do we're also posting less too on all the other socials,
Yes,
so it's kind of
yes.
like a break in general, where it's like just having a little bit of family time, a little bit of that. Like, when you are a creator, it's a blessed job, but it is like a 25/8 kind of job where you're kind of working the entire time. So it's nice to kind of do some self-appointed
100%.
breaks.
I know this
in a way.
year on Christmas Day, Ty and Aaron both look at me and they're like, "Are we not going to take Christmas photos?" And I looked at them and I said, "No, we're not.
You're
We're
like,
not. I don't want any this year."
Yeah, you're like,
I was like,
I'm taking
that's
a break.
that is how deep in this break I got.
Look, you're
I was like, no, I don't even want a picture.
No, they come down in their pajamas. They're like,
I'm like, no, I'm not posting. I don't care. I'm not. I'm done. Like, honey,
the checkout was checked.
the check
Baby,
out.
the checkout was absolutely. It, honestly, at the end of the year, for some reason, it almost feels like senioritis in a weird way.
Oh, I got a bad case of it
Like
this year.
the case is fierce, and I feel like the case gets worse every year. That's the thing.
I feel like that happens to everybody. Like
Yep.
if your jobs, you're about to have like, I don't know, God willing, you
Literally.
have Christmas Day and Christmas or a day or two off.
Mhm.
Around that time, do you guys get senioritis?
It's also the weather too.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more lethargic. You can't really help it. You get a little bit more like somber. Like
Yeah.
it's cold. It's colder. It's also like darker early. Like everything that happens with that, you're kind of just like, you want to almost be like in a little cave.
Yeah.
Like you want to be a little polar bear and sleep, or a little bear and go into slumber.
All
whatever
the
it's
way.
called.
100%.
What's it called when bears go under?
They go hibernation.
They hibernate.
Mhm.
You want to hibernate
They
in the
hibernate.
winter.
Yes.
So we're actually
yes.
back with a rapid fire for this week, just like a cutesy little rapid fire. But next week, we thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a little what we're gonna leave, what we should all be leaving in 2024,
Yep.
and some 2025
And
goals,
then what we want to- yep.
predictions.
So it'll be like what you're leaving behind and then what you're going to bring to 2025. We're going to break that down. We'll give some life updates and fun stuff like that in that
Mhm.
video. So be
How the
ready for
breaks
next
were.
week.
What we did during the
Oh,
breaks
yes.
can be literally
That
over
too.
in that episode, like what we did those
We'll
3 weeks.
We'll spill some more personal tea in those videos.
I have some tea to spill, let me tell you.
Oh,
tea to
I
spill.
can't wait. I cannot wait. Okay, and then peaks and pits for this episode.
Oh yeah,
of course.
of course. Duh.
My first one is I announced the closing of Larley Los Angeles. And it
Is that
went
a peak or a
super
pit?
well. That actually, great question, Manny.
like-
Anyway, Manny. Anyway, that's the smartest thing you've ever said. I'm just kidding. I always do that to you. I always wait till Manny says something.
When I have one profound moment, like smartest thing
you've ever said. That's a great question. It really is a peak. It's a peak,
yeah.
and I don't want to say that as in like, fuck that brand, I'm happy
Totally.
it's gone, because I don't mean it that way.
Yes.
But I have to say, I did wait until I feel really good about closing it down before I close it down.
Mhm.
I did a video, if you guys want to watch it, it's on my YouTube channel, where we go into all the different reasons and nuances, and it was interesting. With filming that video, there's one thing I just wanted. There was one rule I had for filming it. It took me a long time to film it. It took me not to actually film it. It took me a long time to come
get to
to filming
Yes.
it. Exactly. But filming it took me no time. I want to be honest. I want to be transparent. I could have said a lot of things, but I just was like, you know what? I'm going to tell these beautiful, wonderful, supportive people the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, and exactly how I actually feel. And basically that is, one, I mean, there's a lot of reasons I'm closing it down, and that's just being transparent. One, I'm not a beauty guru anymore, and I don't review products for a living, and it's weird for me to be passionate and come out with makeup and doing that. Two, makeup is a monstrous beast in itself, nearly impossible, Manny knows, thing to do on your own without an investor or partner, and it's very, very hard. It's very, very expensive, and I don't want to be a part of that anymore. And three, I do so much with Minimum LA, it's like impossible. I mean, there's like a again.
There's so many. There's just so
many
many
reasons,
things.
but it is correct. And so I was like, maybe we'll get it closed down by June of 2025. And so in my video, I was like, we have everything 70% off. We don't have a lot left as it is. We just had a couple pieces from Whimsical and a couple pieces from Full Fancy, and that's all I had left.
Yeah.
You guys wiped the website.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, it blew up. So now we have a few more pieces of Full Fantasy, and then we're almost done. So if you guys want to go grab those pieces, they're 70% off right now on Laura Lee Los Angeles. So you're going to get makeup for a super, super affordable price. Just give our team a little bit of shipping time because they are in...
They're in deep. They're in deep.
They're in it really deep because of the influx of orders due to that video, which you know what's crazy? In the holiday season, I announced we had a 70% off sale.
It wasn't the same as that. It wasn't the same as that.
Because of that, we didn't predict as many orders, and I was wrong. So just be a little patient with us if you can on the shipping, but we're working very hard to get your orders out. You will get your order. If you have any issue with your order, hit up our customer service. They're literally amazing, and they're so on it. Like, we're not one of those customer service where we'll get back to you in 3 days. Like, it's not even like that. They're so quick. Also, what else? Oh, Minim. Also, this kind of like ties into it. It's like Minim, we're also pulling clothing from Minim. Again, in my video, I deep dive on like why I'm pulling the clothing off Minim, and we're going to turn it more into a body line, which it already is, but we're going to focus it and narrow it down to a body line rather than a clothing, earring, sock, boutique, body product, body glow all.
It's almost like comfy, cozy.
Yeah, it's going to get narrowed down to a body line. And with that being said, I've ran all my businesses, Manny knows, and Manny has too, 100% by myself with my own funding and my own resources and figuring things out. I even distribute our own product, meaning we don't use a 3PL system, which is a third party who distributes for you. We do everything in-house by ourselves. Like both my brands are truly like mom and pop, like built out. Jump. Yes, from the jump company. So, and I don't want to do that anymore.
You're like, I'm tired.
I don't want to do that anymore. I am looking at really, and we can talk some about this in the next video, but I'm looking at really big pictures for my future, 2025, my whole future, outside of 2025 and onward. I'm looking at the We're looking at
the 10-year plans.
I'm looking at the 10-year plans.
Yeah, not the 1-year plans.
And I'm tired of running in circles. And while being an entrepreneur and running a small business is a beautiful thing, and it is the backbone of America doing this, and they're so important to support, I can't do it anymore. And the things I want from Minim, I cannot do on my own. And I have come to that resolution and put my big girl pants on and face the news of that. So I am looking for a partner with Minim, and that doesn't mean I'm looking for someone's money to put into the company, because I don't really want that. I want resources and an infrastructure that I can't create on my own. This conversation gets really deep once you get to all the nitty-gritty details of what I'm actually looking for. It's something I can't even explain online.
And so it's impossible to explain unless you're like are a small business that understands like how an infrastructure works. So then you talk to other influencer friends that do have investors that have like people that are doing infrastructure for them, doing like deep dives in their own company, figuring out how their structure works. And it's like, fuck, we don't have that.
Like, for instance, if some brand was like, I'll give you $50 million, I'll invest $50 million in Minim to create your wildest dreams, I would say no thank you, because that's not what I need and what I want.
No, because you can just be sent money, but what's that going to do?
You need the teams behind it. I need the resources, and I need so much more support. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So things like with Minim may change up, slow down, move fast. I don't know exactly, but I am playing with changing up the back end of how this goes, and seeing what the universe, God, whoever's out there provides for me. But I'm putting it out there and being open and honest about it. And the number one thing I just want to say through all of it is thank you guys for the support, and thank you guys for being a part of both of these companies for the past 7 years with me. It's been a hell of a ride.
Oh, a journey. No, honestly, guys, and the thing is too, like, check out the site too, because like the cool thing about like, you know, it closing, I mean, it's shitty, but like the cool thing about it is like if you guys get something from it, then it's like a keepsake from something that has happened, that's been there for 7 years. So it's like, this would be the time. to get stuff. It's the
end.
And you'll have it forever if you want to keep it forever. But it's like you can't get it after it's gone.
It was
forever.
really cool though, because like a lot of people in the industry or that I've worked with or just know me or have followed me wrote me off that video, and they said it was weird to hear someone say I'm proud of you, because it's like I didn't technically,
like
I don't look at it as I failed, not at all. It's a win.
Right.
It's a total win. But it's like, you know, me closing something and someone writing and saying that inspires me, or I'm proud of you. Like, I was like, wow, like you don't expect that response.
No, you don't at all.
For you response like, oh, well, that sucks, or damn, like you failed. You kind of expect, and I think I just came at it with like just the most vulnerable, like open, like let me just put y'all in, you're in it with me now. So let me just tell you all the true tea. And I think because I came from that place, people received it as a way of, this is a win. It is a win.
Well, they respect it. They also respect vulnerability. I respect it a lot. I feel like whenever I see people being their most authentic self, I'm like, wow, I fuck with you heavy. Just because it makes sense. Like, I feel like when you're open and vulnerable about things, you can have bitches, of course. You can have people that can just haters for no reason. But if you're someone that looks for that and is like, oh my God, you seek authenticity, you're going to see that and you'll be like, oh my God, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you for like just doing what you want to do, taking control of your life and your situation. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, you are seeing something in, like, you know, you like to say the nothing changes, right? So it's like that aspect of it.
And that saying that I always say, kind of, I came to. And you know what it takes to like run a small business on your own and with your own money and like doing it on your own. And I'm like, I really like, if this is what I want, great. We're doing great. Totally. If this is what I want to do, but then I had to ask myself the big girl hard questions. I'm like, no, this isn't what I want to do.
Like is that the end all be all?
So much more. And I've always wanted more. And so like, I'm not going to get that, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I got to be brave and I got to change shit up. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'll keep you guys updated on what I figure out on the other side. Manny, what do you got for us?
Oh, honey, I'm like, to follow that, I'm like, I'm tired. That's like, I'm like, I'm tired today.
Listen.
No, honestly, okay, my peak, it's like also like a new journey that I'm like kind of going on as well, which I'm really, really excited about. So my brother is actually opening up a boba shop.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I'm
really,
really excited. I'm actually like working with him on this in a way, like kind of more behind the scenes helping, but like he's doing his thing, right? It's his shop. He's making it happen, and it actually opens up in San Diego in Chula Vista on the 25th of this month of January. Like, it's the grand opening on the 25th. I will be there. So if you guys are in San Diego, if you're in Chula Vista on the 25th.
What day is that?
It's on Saturday.
Okay.
So it's actually like a chill day.
I'm going to try to be there. I don't think I have anything.
But I'm like, oh, yeah.
Should I be there for the grand opening, or should I be for the family opening?
Whichever
better
works
for the
better
grand,
for you.
huh?
It's better probably for grand, but
I'll
like,
be
whichever
there.
works for you.
25th.
Because it's there's like a little family opening on the 18th, but then there's like the grand opening on the 25th with everyone. And it would be really cool if you guys could show up on the 25th and show. So it's called Denkis Boba, and he has been working on this for years, and it's like his biggest passion. And I'm so proud, because it's not only him that's been working on it, it's my mom and my dad too. And like, you know, my mom and dad, like, they help me with Lunar Beauty full time, but they've also been helping Nick with Denki. And my dad like did construction on it, and it's an anime themed boba shop.
Do you know what's cool? If you type "get Denki" into your phone, it autocorrects it to family.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, I actually had no idea.
I
that
just
was a
typed
thing.
in my calendar on the 25th, and it autocorrected it to say family.
That is so cute. So we're actually just like really excited that it's actually opening. It's actually coming to fruition on the 20th. You guys can be there. It's like really exciting because, like, I've always been, it's so funny to say this, but I've always been passionate about boba. Like,
you have.
I've like been for so long.
Ever since I've known you, you've loved boba so much. And
an addict, some might say.
Yes.
An addict.
Yes.
So,
I'm assuming your brothers feel the same way about it.
They are exactly the same. They're big addicts on it. So, like, it was kind of fun to combine, like, obviously I'm also an anime nerd too. I'm a huge weeb. So, like, to have an anime themed boba shop is just like kind of mixing these worlds that are really fun and cool. And it's in Chula Vista. It's kind of like by East Lake, if you guys know what that is. Kind of by like the Crumbles cookie. It's right next to Crumbles Cookies in East Lake.
Oh, girl.
The next door neighbor is Crumble.
Wow.
So it's kind of like, we couldn't, like, that was a blessing, because that's such a popular brand, an online popular brand that like is right next to that foot traffic from Crumble alone.
Wait. So
insane.
Wait, it's in Chula Vista, right?
In Chula Vista.
We'll put the address.
Yeah, we'll put the address in it. We'll put it in the description. So if you guys want to come On the 25th, that's when it opens. It's like fully happening. It's like a full thing, like it's a go time. And it's
How
been
long
like,
have y'all been building this out?
you guys, it's been like, I would say maybe like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's been, the road has been quite long. The journey has been very, very, very long. Denki, isn't it so cute?
And
there's we have a little it's like a little mascot. It's like a little blue teddy bear is the mascot, and he's a ninja, so it's like a little ninja teddy bear. And that's like kind of like the vibe of it. So it's like blue inspired, very like Japanese-esque Boba, even though I know Boba's Taiwanese, but it's like we're just mixing the worlds to just like kind of have fun with what we see that we've been inspired by for so long.
That is so cool, you guys. I've heard Manny talk about this for the past 2 years, and like this is a different journey because he's created a lot of different things throughout his career, but like this is different. This is like an in-store product. You know what I mean?
Yeah, an in-person thing.
It's an in-person thing. It's like it's different. So this is going to be really exciting new adventure for you and your family.
I'm really excited, and it's so cool to see like my whole family be really passionate about it too. Like they're really, really into it. And like Nick, obviously he's gonna be like, he's like the owner of the store, so he's like really like dedicated his entire life for these past several years to the shop. His life, like he has just like learned so much, and I'm so impressed. Like he really impresses me with this kind of stuff because when he's really passionate about something, he's like such a go-getter.
Yeah,
like how I am. Like I'm the same way with that stuff. I'll be really go-getter about like my passions. So it's really nice to see like my whole family kind of come together to create this like literally family-run business. And then, hopefully, like, the goal would be to, like, what's it called when you, like, create more? Franchise it. So that'll be really, really cool. But it's going to be sickening. I just did a taste test when I was in San Diego last, like, for Christmas time. Bitches.
Delish.
The taste.
The pictures of the drink look insane. They look insane.
The cups, I was like, Nick, these cups are everything
so cool.
Is so meticulously done. Like, the inside, like, they have, like, a huge TV that plays anime the entire time. You have, like, the anime deco on the walls. These walls that are literally, like not cardboard. They're like almost like they look like a comic book, but then there's like only one spot that's lit up, and it's like this really cool effect. So I think aesthetically, you guys would love the shop as well, just the flavors and everything about it. So
I can't wait.
The 25th, you guys. I'm gonna be there, and hopefully Laura will be there too.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
and I'll get a California burrito.
We're gonna
stops.
Baby, let me tell you something. We have several stops. We will be getting you many of the California adventures, the San Diego adventures.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my peak, and that's like such a like big thing that I'm like really, really, really stoked about. And maybe we can get Nick on the podcast too eventually to kind of talk about it. That'd be really, really fun. I know he would love to do it. He's gonna be about to be so busy and so swamped with the store opening, but I think he would have fun doing it and kind of telling us. I also want him to tell us about his stalker.
Oh,
my brother has a stalker, and it's like really quite fierce, and I want him to share his story of this. It's a constant journey because the stalker is still stalking. It's a constant journey. I really want him to come on and tell us like
baby reindeer, baby.
It's literally baby reindeer. My brother's in a baby reindeer situation, so I really want him to come on and talk about that. So
very exciting. Yeah, it's
very
stuff.
Fierce. Very fierce.
I'm closing an adventure and Manny's starting a new adventure.
Literally,
I love that for us.
It's honestly like
it's all good
crazy.
Stuff.
It's good stuff.
It's new changes. It's all good.
And honestly, at the end of the day, it's like that's what it's about. It's like about like the changes, right? It's like kind of like obviously the uncomfies are real, but like you kind of have to go through them to find these like really cool things, and you adjust accordingly. So it's like I know it's scary, I know it's spooky to do things, but like how are you ever gonna grow?
We're doing them.
We are fucking doing them.
Well, my pit is just like got sick.
Oh yeah, the sinus.
Oh, I'm making a face, by the way, guys.
Yeah, she was making a blackout face. Like
yep. So I got a bad allergies that turned to a sinus infection, and then I got a sinus infection, and that's why I sound crazy, by the way. I meant to say that in the beginning, and I'm a little coughy, but I'm fine. I'm better.
You don't sound that bad.
Great.
Compared to like 2 days ago,
Yeah, it was a little nasty.
I was like, sister, are we going to be able to film the pod?
It pissed me off.
I know. Because it's like, you're not even sick.
I'm not even sick. Sinus. It's just like a sinus infection. I woke up and I was like, no, it got me. It wasn't even a cold. I just had a really bad sneezy allergy day. It's crazy. And it just turned to a sinus infection. But I'm better now.
Oh, thank God, honestly. And you sound 10 times better.
Yeah.
Like, you sound good. And as long as you don't feel sick, that's the worst part, is feeling sick.
Oh, that is
as long as you don't feel sick, you're like, well, I can just do anything. I just sound like shit.
Oh, yes.
I'll take it. I'll fucking take it every time. My pit is that I haven't uploaded on YouTube in like 3 weeks. Because okay, so
Yeah,
get
sure.
this. So,
Hold on, that's
I
your
haven't uploaded
audience's pit too.
I'm like, you guys, I'm so sorry. I've seen the DMs. I've seen the
took
TikTok
time
comments.
off.
I took time off for myself, but then also my editor went out of time and took his time, and he was like, by the way, I'm going out of town for 12 days, and I was really like, oh, that was longer than the break than I was expecting for the break to be. So my editor's still out. I think for another week he's out, but then I'll be back to like the scheduled programming. Do not worry. We're back again very soon. But that's my peak because I haven't been able to upload in like a while.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back. Like I'm not like ever gone from YouTube ever. It's just like I was out for 2 weeks from my own break, and then my editor went out for 2 weeks. So now I'm like out a month. Yeah, and I was like, you guys, I was like busy with other stuff and just like going through the gigs in different ways that I was like, I can't sit down and edit the whole video myself. Like I need to like get the editor to come up in this piece and do it for me because I was editing all my own short form stuff too.
Got it.
So I was like,
I felt that, baby.
So now we are scheduled. We are coming back. So it's a
He has not abandoned the
no,
channel.
God, no. I have not abandoned you. So it's actually nice to be here doing this because it's like a YouTube video.
It is
like
a
the podcast
YouTube video.
Is YouTube as well, so it's
It
nice
is.
that we get that kind of
Absolutely.
back. So I'm really excited.
Today we have some pretty interesting topics to talk about
To
for rapid
unfold.
fire.
Baby, the main topic for me,
Is Ash Trevino.
I'm in deep. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, raise your hand if you guys haven't heard of her. Okay, I'm seeing a few of you haven't. You. Okay, well, Manny
I've heard too much.
is going to break
I
down.
actually
Wait,
feel I've heard too much.
Should you explain some before you play the little clip, or should you play a little
I'm gonna explain and then I'm gonna play the clip.
Okay,
So I
okay.
just want to give a quick little morsel. So Ash Trevino is a TikToker who does lives. She's 35 years old and she has teen daughters, right? So she's actually a inmate hopper is how she started off her career online, talking about her stories being an inmate hopper who was like, you know, talking to, you know, homies in jail, getting married to them, like that
hooking
kind of
up
thing.
with them?
Yeah. I don't even know hooking up, but like just being with them.
I think she does hook up with
honestly, I
them.
wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, here's the T2. There are two different types there's many different type of influencers on TikTok, but there's two different ways it goes about it. So there's a lot of TikTokers that just go live. Like they don't make short form content. They just go live and their content is taking clips from their short form content and posting them, but their shtick is going live. And there's a huge group of them. It's a huge community. It's a huge group of them that do it. And then you have the TikTokers that make short form content and then they post it on their page. So they have like two different things going on TikTok if you guys aren't familiar with it. Ash obviously is the live.
Is a live girl. So she will go live all day long. So
every
day. So the reason that she's actually in hot water all the time is because she's a disaster. I'm gonna be real. It's quite spooky when you're watching her thing. It's almost like people are watching her because it's almost like such a mess and such a disaster that they can't look away. It's almost like a car crash when you're watching her because it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't be watching this. Like, this is so sick, but you're kind of like keeping an eye open out, like kind of seeing what's going on. You're kind of curious.
Can't look away.
You can't look away. She's like the exact same where it's like, oh my God, what a disaster, what a mess, but you can't stop watching. She's like that. So I'm actually going to play a quick little clip from this creator, Salem Tovar, which I'm like, shout out to you because you did an Ash Trevino video that was so sickening, such a great breakdown. Check her out afterwards. But she played this little like video compilation of things that Ash has said that were so problematic that I'm like, this is the perfect thing to play so you guys understand who Ash is. And I'm gonna play it out loud for us all. Let me go and play it. If my internet would like to work.
Have always been with me, and a lot of y'all spread rumors and say that CPS took my kids from me. Baby, CPS has never taken my kids. Yes, I've had like 20 CPS cases. Well, it wasn't a maybe when I came out pregnant with you. Your dad just decided to get me pregnant. No,
To her daughter.
I didn't want to get pregnant.
You need to get off later. You need to get off soon, okay? You're saying stuff that people don't even know.
Okay, well, I used to pull her by the hair because I was so mad at her.
Her daughter.
I'm an inmate hopper, of course I am. And guess what? If your boyfriend was in prison, I'd take him too, baby. I would. Trust me.
You better trust.
So
that it's just like a good.
it's just a mini dive.
It's just
you know,
so
it's a
you
mini
guys
dive.
can get the vibes.
So what we're saying, we're gonna insert a photo of Ash and what she looks like, so you guys at least have a picture of someone for people that are watching what she looks like. So basically, she has become like this phenomenon because she's had these viral clips go so viral sounds like the does it smell like that? It's like a
I
big
love that
viral. It's a
sound.
funny ass sound. I'll have to give her that. It's a funny sound where she's like, does it smell, Tia? So she's basically all over like Latina TikTok. I'm gonna be real. Like if you are Latina, you've probably heard of her.
I have.
And I know you have. Let me tell you, I know you have, my Latina friends.
Yes.
I know you have. So it's like if you're in that world, but the thing is, it's so funny because I feel like it's gotten so much bigger than like just that now. Now it's like people are doing literal breakdowns of Ash Trevino lore that they're getting viral and famous from, like literally doing lore about Ash Trevino. So basically, like just starting off like, you know, kind of hot, whatever. She started off as an inmate hopper. She was telling her experiences, and a lot like that's a whole community that like you don't really hear a lot about. Like you don't hear about inmate hopper girls like that. It's like not really a huge thing.
And by the way, her lives have like 30 to 60,000 people watching at a time. So these are not like small lives.
They're huge.
They're huge, 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 huge. For a live, that's big.
That's like a ton. That's crazy for a live. Like that's a
crazy.
lot of freaking people like watching a live. Even like the most like famous influencers will get like 10,000.
Yeah.
15,000 max.
Yeah.
So it's like to see this creator get that many is like, it's gotten to such a huge thing, and people love to watch the train wreck. And I think a lot of people like related to her in a way of like her being like the drunk Thea, because she drinks so much on the lives. She drinks like every day on the lives, and she gets basically fucked up and is telling these stories. And it's kind of, at first, I think people saw it as kind of like
real.
You can relate and real.
It's real at first.
There's realness
she
to it.
She doesn't hide anything.
Yeah, she's not hiding any of it. But the thing is, now people start to kind of really dissect how things have gone, and she just seems like an absolutely terrible human being. And like how she treats her teenage daughters, for example. Her teenage daughters, like obviously there's this trope of the like kind of Latina mom that is jealous of her daughters. Like there's like this weird thing in that community, in our community, that's like a thing where it's like there's jealousy involved, and like you're always competing with your own daughter in a weird way. Like some Latinas are like that. Like that's just like kind of a trope that the community has. So she kind of plays into that without realizing, I think, that she plays into that. Like people have seen that from her. Like you are literally that mom that's jealous of her daughters and wants the daughter's attention. Like for example, the daughter's hitting like 100,000 followers. She's like, really, you did? Oh, like not happy for them. Very kind of like, honestly, again, jealous of them hitting these things, or, you know, telling the daughters that like you need lip filler, or like the daughter's asking them when she's live, like, hey, can you get off live so we can like do something together? She's like, no, I'm not going live. Or talking about like the hair pulling clip that I played. She was like, yeah, it's like crazy that she like loves me because I used to pull her hair because I thought that my man loved her more than me. And like, she doesn't even remember that. And she still loves me. And I'm literally like, you saying this is crazy. Like, it's actually so crazy that she actually,
Diabolical.
those words, yeah, that's sinister. Like the fact that they come out of her mouth. I'm like, you know, you sound absolutely horrific, right? You sound like a horrible, horrible mother, a horrible parent. And it's really sad because now her daughters, like they have accounts on TikTok, and they make these almost cryptic videos that are about like, I miss these old times. And it's like old photos of them when they were like babies.
Yeah.
And like the mom, and like they were little kids, or saying like, it's crazy how you really can't force someone to love you. And basically in the Latina culture, there's like a thing, not always, but it's just like one of those tropes that it's just like sad that it can apply, where, you know, machismo, men are so highly favored in that world, and like women aren't as much. So you're almost like seeking out validation from men constantly in that community. So it's like, for example, like let's say if you like Latinas could, like parents could have a son and a daughter. A lot of times the daughter's gonna be seen to be like, okay, you're just like another mom. Like you're just gonna be like you're gonna clean, not treated as well as the son will be, because that like masculinity is so favored in the community. And so it kind of just like feeds into that same aspect of Latin culture. And like they'll make videos, and it's like so relatable because it's like, damn, like it's not just me. Like it's not just me and my experience, it's the culture as a whole.
Yeah.
So she feeds into these really shitty tropes as a person.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it happens every day.
Every single day. Also, tell them about Shawty Bay's ex.
Santos.
So
Girl.
Shawty Bay is also famous for live. So same thing. She's a live TikToker. And she starts dating this guy named Santos. And
19, I believe.
Yep, he's 19.
Very young. I think he's 19.
And everybody's everybody, it kind of blew up like, girl, he's using you for the views, babes. Like, I remember that blowing up. It's happening. So they break up, and then who do you see Santos with? The next popular live TikToker, Ash Trevino.
I'm so gagged because I'm like, Ash is 35, like I was saying. I think, Santos is, I believe, 19. And so it seemed like I was like, oh, it's literally just kind of like using each other for clout. But then I think Ash was like catching feelings for Santos. And she was like, it don't matter if I'm 35, I can still pull those young guys. And I literally was like, you are so cringe. It's actually crazy. Like, she literally is so pick me. It's beyond. Like, I've never met or seen someone that gives me more pick me energy than Ash Trevino does.
I saw this clip. There's this girl on TikTok who does breakdown weeklies of Ash Trevino and like what's going on in her world. And it is this like never ending train wreck. Because as much as I want to look away, I must take a little peek.
That's how I feel.
So I was watching the video, and she's talking about how Santos is at Ash Trevino's house, and they're on live, of course, naturally, and drinking's going on. Of course.
They're partying.
And everyone knows Santos's age, so he's underage. So apparently the audience, because there's like 60,000 people watching, they call the police, and the police show up, but they're still on live, and like the police come in and they're still on live, and they're like, she's giving alcohol to a minor, which can't you go to jail for that?
I think so, for providing alcohol to them. Or you can get like definitely written up
There's
for some type of fine.
Something for that for sure.
Something.
Right? So anyways, I don't know. They were like lying to the police, but on live, everybody's like, arrest them!
Arrest her! Go arrest her! But the police are looking at the comments.
Yeah, no.
The police are in the live. They're like,
hey, baby!
Give me a galaxy. The police.
The police like, God damn, you got 60,000 people watching. Hey. He's like, follow me, y'all. No. I can't remember what came of it, but it's just like, to me, this seems like a live action version. Okay, I don't know if you ever watched Jerry Springer growing up. Jerry. Baby, every afternoon after school is either Jerry Springer or Judge Judy on my TV.
Love Judge Judy.
Honey, she'll read them to filth. Read them to filth. Okay, so it's like, they go on Jerry and they tell their crazy stories. He did this, she did this. Except for you get to see the crazy stories live. happening.
That's why it's like, it feels like a reality show that's not edited.
With no producers.
No production.
No production.
She's just that horrible. That's the crazy thing.
Let me tell you something crazier than that. How TikTok be playing these games. Let me tell you, TikTok, listen up. They're like, we don't care, bitch. They're like, we don't care. TikTok will delete your videos account, shadow ban you if you sneeze wrong on that app. But you got Ash Trevino over here.
Who showed a nipple, by the way.
Who has shown nipples, alcohol, minor, getting drunk. I mean, doing whatever she wants. And because she pulls those live views, which they're promoting lives, they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
They don't care.
And I'm like,
they don't. They're like,
not
honey,
give her a strike?
let her do. One time I put lotion on my arm, and they said because I was doing a rubbing motion, I got a strike. Honey,
she's literally drinking live.
But this girl is doing. I'm like, wow.
She's doing like the worst thing, like literally like being absolutely horrible.
I know.
But it's like she could be smart about the algorithm, being like, let's say maybe like she's drinking, like she might drink it off camera, and then she comes back and she's drinking or whatever. Like she might be smart about that thing. But I'm like, also when you're just a shitty person, it's crazy to see someone like that who's actively shitty get like gifted all these things, and I'm like, why are people gifting her stuff? Why are they sending her galaxies? I'm like, you guys, what's going on? Like, why would you? I understand like the aspect of watching and being kind of like, oh, like what a train wreck, like this is insane to watch, kind of plugging in, because I think people naturally kind of want to see like what's going on, but to gift her,
I know.
That is crazy.
That should be an eye opener for you to realize that there are a lot of people out there in the world like Ash Trevino, and they want to support Ash Trevino.
Which again also gags me.
Like Ash Trevino.
Gags me to filth. And it's like, it's so funny because where's the line at? Where's like, oh my gosh, she's so real, and like as the line and being like, she's just shitty.
Yeah.
Like, where's the line? Like, if you're someone like, oh my God, they're just so real, showing their real personality. But what if their real personality sucks?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they're being real by showing you, but what if they're just terrible? Then they can be terrible and you don't have to support it. Like, I'm so confused about that aspect, because like people I think confused like they're being so real right now with like, no, they can just be assholes.
The thing is, I feel really bad for her daughters and all her kids, because
God, I feel horrible.
I don't know how many kids she has, but I just know that she has 2 teenage daughters that live with her. And My hope is for them that they're able to break the cycle and don't become like her.
God, me
That
too.
is my hope for them. I'm hoping that they're able to break the Ash Trevino family trauma cycle because it's there.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that also because this whole situation is happening with Ash and like they could be getting inundated, like be like, hey, don't be like her, don't be like her, kind of like being fed this like, hey, be careful, whereas like a lot of people don't get that. The public's brought in. So I'm hoping that because the daughters are sent, I'm sure they're getting sent messages after messages and like comments after comments about like, hey, like your mom is not the person that you guys should be emulating or looking up to. I wonder if that will play a role in it, which is so fascinating to have like literal teen girls have now the internet's opinion in their head about their mother.
I think it would.
100%. I do too, but it's just crazy to think that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like usually you wouldn't have that
Yeah.
in like a normal situation, but now they're going to be inundated with all this information about their mom because she's going on live, and like they're literally being like, no, mom, stop going on live. Like, can't we just watch a movie? And they're like, she's like, I'm going to do it live while we're watching a movie. And it's like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, can't you just like live your life and like have fun with your daughter? So it's actually a story that just continuously evolves, to be quite honest, because she's live every day. She's clearly not banned. It was so crazy because she hit 1 million followers.
Oh yeah, tell this part.
Diva. She hit 1 million followers, right? And so she like got like a little crown or whatever. She was like celebrating it, all excited, whatever the fuck. So then everyone mass unfollows her and she lost like, I think maybe 200,000 followers. Oh my God. And I was literally like, I didn't want to laugh, but like, there's something
the
about
internet
like,
did its thing,
the
which they
internet
also
really
did their
its
thing by getting her to 1 million followers.
I was like, y'all started it first, but the thing is, maybe it was like a big joke where it's like, let's get her 1 million to unfollow her after she celebrates, which is actually sick and twisted in its own way. But because I find her like to be quite shitty, I wasn't like, oh, like the whole idea of like, you know, like when someone's bad, something bad happens to them, you're not like sad.
Yeah.
You're kind of like,
yeah. When bad happens to a bad person,
you're kind of like, oh,
okay,
cool. Like,
yeah.
the internet did its thing, you know. You're not, you don't feel guilty or sad for them. In a way, I feel bad in the way of like she's clearly warped in aspects of like, you know, the male validation and the pick-me-isms and like this thing is like she's clearly become very warped, and I think that it feeds from potential like inner insecurity on things. And I don't mean to sound judgmental, but it just like when you look from the outside looking in, you can kind of like objectively see like that's probably what's happening from how people act in that capacity and act in that way.
100%.
Where I'm like, oh girl, I think we need to like find some inner.
Girl, it's gone.
Some inner confidence.
Whatever you're searching for, it's gone.
We have to find it inside. That's the problem. Is that you can't actually find what you're looking for on the outside. You have to like find it from within.
Yeah.
And if you're constantly seeking on the outside, that's only temporary.
They always say we make the wrong people famous.
Girl, this is another example.
Yeah.
It's just another example. I'm like, you guys are really making Ash this poppin'?
Yeah.
I'm shook by it.
Yeah.
So it's actually a story that will continue to develop, and we will continue to report if things get fierce.
Also, y'all tell us tea on Ash. I know there's like a million little nuances and
literally
stories that I've
everything. It's
heard. We
impossible.
cannot hit it all, but you guys go ahead and hit us in the comments because I know y'all know some.
If we're missing like some like big portion of it or like some big aspect of Ash, like please let us know in the comments because we actually do find a lot of information from you guys. You guys will send us stuff to even talk about on the podcast. So you guys will actually provide a lot of this tea that we're providing for y'all too. So give us that tea.
Our next topic is about one of my favorite content creators and always has been, Miss Emma Chamberlain. You know, I'm a big Emma fan,
stan.
and anytime I've heard anyone try to give her any muck, I'm like, like I'm very defensible for Emma. She's a lot younger than me, but I've watched her she's a YouTuber, so naturally I like YouTubers the most. I do. I like YouTubers the most.
Yeah,
I connect
totally.
with them the most because I'm a YouTuber, and that has a lot to do with it.
makes
But
sense.
Emma Chamberlain was a YouTuber during my time as a YouTuber. I'm still a YouTuber. She is still one. But you know what I mean? Like her rise was during my rise, and I didn't connect with her on a relatability because she's so much younger than me. I just connected with her of loving her and her content, how authentic she's always been. And I think that's been everyone else that's loved Emma. Okay.
Totally.
No unique situation here. However, recently on her podcast, she aired out her 17-year-old relationship with Ethan Dolan. She doesn't say his name in it. She's like, I was in a relationship at 17, but that's who she was dating at 17. And like,
The internet did the internet.
it was the most obvious thing.
Like it was kind of like, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really more about her than him. But I commend her on it because I know there's a lot of young girls that watch her and look up to her, and to hear her so well spoken about her feelings and what that relationship did to her and where she came from and learned and grew from it was a really beautiful thing. So she kind of aired out a lot of information.
You have to give us some of the breakdown too.
I'm going to give you.
I don't know a ton about it myself.
So
I'm quite curious to know about this.
Emma was saying in the beginning that at 17, she hadn't really found her femininity, that she didn't know what she could bring to relationship because she was always just like a little more of a comedic, funny girl.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And that does describe Emma really well. And then she met Ethan. She didn't say Ethan, but she met him. And they started dating. She fell in love with him. He was her first love, ultimately. And she said there were a lot of good and bad in the relationship, but then they ended up breaking up. I think they were together for 9 months. And your first love, 9 months is 5 years.
100%.
Okay, when you're in your first love, 9 months is 5 years. So I get it. So they were together for 9 months. They ultimately ended up breaking up. But this is where it gets interesting because she really airs out what happens in that time after they broke up. And they broke up, and she went through one of the worst heartbreaks of her life. And I don't know. I don't want to speak to my situation as much, but like that first love heartbreak is like the worst. Okay, it's the worst because you haven't felt that before. You haven't felt that loss. It's a loss.
Yeah.
And you and like I hadn't lost anything, and like she hadn't lost anything that hurt that bad yet. So it was the first big hurt, and like she goes on to talk about how bad it hurt. And then the worst happens. They continue hooking up. And, you know, whenever you're ripped apart over someone, the worst thing you can probably do is continue hooking up with them.
Yeah.
17-year-old kid, you got to learn from this stuff. So they continue.
And you still want to feel attached in a way.
Yes. That's all you want.
That's all you want.
As a matter of fact. And it's the last thing you need. And it's just all, it all sucks. Okay. So they keep hooking up, Ethan and her. And I say Ethan. She never said his name. I'm going to say Ethan. I'm assuming. I'm going to make that clear. Yeah. I'm assuming, as the whole internet has to say. But I'm going to make that clear. She did never say his name. They keep hooking up. Not dating, though. But every time they were hung out, she always ended up sleeping over. He's sleeping over, and they always end up hooking up, which got really tumultuous, obviously, and hurt her even worse, especially the fact that I think he was still seeing other people, and you know how bad that hurts. Child.
And then it feels into like your own insecurity, potentially jealousy as well. There's just so many aspects.
It's horrible.
Like, too many feelings in one body.
It's horrible. And then basically he was making her lose her mind, you know what I mean? And she was too over this situation. And then it finally all came to a head, and he was basically like, told her like, okay, let's not jump back into dating, but I'm going to be exclusively only with you in the hookups. Okay.
Yes.
And that made her happy because it was like another step in the direction
that she wants it to go to.
I assume she wanted it to go in that direction. And the day after he told her that, he ghosted her. And, you know, he's really ripping her heart in and out of her chest at this point. And a really cute, profound thing she said is she's so hurt at this point and, like, losing her mind that she was, like, asking anyone for help. She went to her dad. And I was like, oh, my God, that's so sweet. Like, when does, you know, it's like a rare occasion that a 17-year-old girl goes to their dad for advice on these things. Yeah. But if you've watched Emma for a long time, and I have, she talks about her dad 24/7. And her mom. She loves her mom, too. She talks about her dad, like, his artwork's all in her home. Like, they are very, very... I think her dad taught or, like, worked with her last boyfriend on the guitar. Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, so, like, her and her dad are yin and yang. Like, they're very, very, very close. And so I thought that was a beautiful thing. She went to her dad, and her dad said, Emma, you know what to do. Because she was like, what do I do? Like, and then, so, okay, I'm doing a bad job telling the story. So, tells her he wants to only hook up with her, no one else. Ghost her, and then he comes back, I think 7 days later or something, and she was so angry, like, how dare you? And so she's like, what do I do to my dad? You know, what do I do?
Yes.
And he's like, you know what to do. Basically, let it go. Don't respond. You're done. And she says she ends up throwing her phone and smashing it against the wall. Whenever she picked up her phone and looked at it and it was broken, that was the point for her where she was like, I'm losing myself in this. I don't know who I am anymore, because, like, she's like, I know me as a person, and my whole life I've never never thrown something out of anger and broken it. Like, I'm just not
Right.
that type of person.
Right. She's not
And
going to
the
rage
fact-
quit
I'm
in some aspect.
Right. Like, she's like not a rageful person. The fact that it got her there, she knew what was right. And she just goes in and out of, she articulates every emotion she felt and how all that was for her in such a great, grand way. I highly recommend people listen to it if you want to hear the story of a first love 17-year-old breakup story. But it's very interesting because you see it all from the outside in, and now we're going to look at from the inside out. And Emma gave that to us once again. And it's like the most authentic, real moment. And I just ate it up. But anyways, TikTok is
I really
blowing.
like her.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. But TikTok is blowing up because obviously this is huge.
Ethan,
this is
like,
huge.
The Dolan lore
that
with her.
lore
I
with
can't.
them is
It's too fierce. It goes so deep. Like they were that little, when they were like all little squad. That was fucking
something
huge.
It was huge.
It was huge.
It was the biggest squad
Mm-hmm.
on the internet, I will say. And
it was crazy.
After all this time, she's finally, and it wasn't even about airing him out.
No. I
It
think
was
it was her own
all
life,
about her
experience.
experience and her emotions and how she felt through it. It wasn't even about him. So I love that for her, though.
Me too. I honestly
Good
love
for
it.
you,
And I love that
Emma.
she's able to like look back in hindsight and be like, this is the moment where I like, I felt like I lost myself and then I was going to try to move forward. And, things, I bet you anything in that moment, like things really shifted for her.
Yep.
And her like literal life trajectory. She's like, I'm going to be probably something or someone different from this.
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful thing because I think there's a lot of 17-year-old girls out there or young girls in general out there that will experience the same thing, and getting to hear your icon or someone like Emma Chamberlain break it down for you and like how it is, what it's going to be. It's just so good for people and so brave of her to do. So
And what she actually went through.
Uh-huh.
Like it's so crazy because like that first love, like you were saying, and also like being a teenager, the hormones are raging so fiercely. Like it's just so much going on, and like you don't really like know who you are at that age. Like you have no idea what's even going on. You don't even your frontal lobe's not even developed to your mid-20s. Like you don't even know what's happening.
I feel like you find yourself in those moments, though. It's like always those breaking moments whenever you find out who you are. Like you may not know who you are, but whenever you go through stuff, you quickly find out exactly who you are, and you know yourself so much better after those hard times.
100%, and that really is like they're catalysts for different and better things.
Yep.
Hopefully moving in the right direction.
Yep.
But
go,
good for
Miss Emma.
Good
go,
for her,
Emma,
honestly.
honey. She's entering 2025 different. And I love that because you know what? I think she's been so recluse for so long for good reason.
Totally.
She blew up and became like a slut, like almost an A-lister. Like, I'm serious.
From the jump.
Like, she got so big, and whenever you get that big, like Kylie status and all that, you have to retract because it's too big. You can't give people that. And I think then she got some heat for that. You get picked apart. And I think she got some heat for that, for retracting whenever we've all fell in love with this YouTuber who gave it to us all, always. And she got some heat from that. People were like, me, with all her content. And now she's back,
Giving some,
she's
getting
giving. She's giving again. And the internet's blown up about it because she's still so famous and big, but she's done a good job with it. So I love her.
I love her too. I saw that video that Sabrina Carpenter posted when they were in the snow or whatever, and Emma was with her. And I was like,
I'm telling you, Emma's
like
that
at the
girl.
in the cabin with like her. It was like she was in the video, and I was literally like, Emma, I can't not see Emma somewhere. Like Emma is like, where's Waldo? Like, but Emma.
Yeah.
And I live for it.
Yeah.
Like of course she's friends with Sabrina Carpenter. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
in
I
my
was
fantasy.
watching oh gosh, you guys need to watch this show. It's Lil Dicky's show. Hi, I'm Dave. It's Dave on
yeah.
Hulu, and Emma's in one of the finale episodes with David Dobrik.
I love that's crazy. Like to me that's crazy.
I know, I'm like, what the fuck, Emma?
Like this seems like a fever dream. Like that seems like
it's a
oh my god, of
fever
course.
dream.
Like huge creators in their perspective spaces too. Like it's insane.
It's insane. But anyways, our last topic is Demi Moore.
First of all, congrats to her on winning
She got
the
her
Golden.
flowers, as she should have a long time ago.
Many years ago, she should have gotten those flowers. But Demi Moore winning the Golden Globe for The Substance, I was beyond thrilled. I'm obsessed with Demi Moore. And so for her to win, I was so thrilled. But the clip that's going viral,
Of course.
that Kylie clip.
Ooh. Kylie didn't do anything, by the way.
No, God, no. I don't even know why people would even send any hate to her at all. Actually, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like crazy to
It's
even
not
think that.
Kylie, yeah.
Not Kylie at all. It was more so just like you know, Demi's like talking to Timothy
Chalamet.
And they're having a conversation, doing the thing, and she kind of like blew Kylie off essentially while talking to other
Skipped over
people.
and went to Elle Fanning. So it's Timothy Chalamet. His date is Kylie Jenner, who they're dating. And then on the other side is Elle Fanning, and Elle Fanning's there because she did The Complete Unknown with Timothy Chalamet. So it's the cast of that movie at the table and their dates. But Kylie's there as a date, and Demi Moore just went around and hugged and said a quick hello to Timothy Chalamet. And it seemed like she just breezed past Kylie and went straight to Elle Fanning, who was on the other side of Kylie, and did a quick hello. Now, I have two perspectives on this. One, Kylie's not an actor. She's there as a date, and Demi is an actor, so she's saying hello to her fellow peers. She does. She might not know. She may know who Kylie is in name, but she may
Kylie potentially.
Exactly. She may not know Kylie. Personally, I would have said a quick hello.
For sure. But didn't she just say hi? She just said hi to her. She
don't
didn't
think she said anything.
Really? I had one that she
I don't think
said,
she
like,
said
hello.
anything. I think that was the big debacle.
Got
with it. She kind of, but it didn't seem rude in any way.
Right.
It was just
seemed
kind of like,
just,
oh, hey, girl, oh, hey, you know, very
Yes.
like, oh, hey. And Kylie's just there smiling. It is a little awkward, but I mean, you're a date to the thing. And this is my thing. I have another hot take. I noticed Zendaya does a lot of her carpets and her award ceremonies without Tom Holland, and they've stated in the past, Tom has stated, we do that because then it becomes about our relationship and not our hard work that we've done. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
They make it all about the relationship. And so with Kylie there, the media, if I saw one more post about Timothy and Kylie together it was like, that's all it was about. Like, who cares about all the hard work Timothy's put in, but Timothy and Kylie are there.
Right.
And like, that's his date. You know what I mean? And that's what Hollywood does. But at the end of the day, I do believe like Kylie and Timothy know that, and 100%. I think that he clearly doesn't care if they make it about them because he probably loves her that much, and he's like, great, make it about us. Like, he wants her there with them. That's a clear decision. So, and unpopular opinion, I love Kylie Jenner and Timothy
obsessed with them
Chalamet.
together.
People hate them together because they're
I like it. They seem so opposite.
They seem so opposite.
Yeah, but I like it.
I do too. I like it too. I'm like, I feel like they're a really great couple, and I like seeing Kylie with this completely different person than all the people she's dated in the past. She seems really at peace.
Same. And I like that Timothy is with Kylie, and I like that he's with someone who's like, you know, a powerful woman who has like a lot going on for herself and things going on. And I'm like, I think that it's like a really cool match because of them both being in the limelight in a way, like in different capacities. And honestly, maybe they are opposites, and maybe opposites attract.
I agree.
You know, like maybe it really is that case, but I like that. I'm like, if they've been together for a long time.
But also the Kardashians and like the Jenners, they have their fingers and so interwebbed throughout Hollywood that I think people wonder, is there some type of beef between, because there's so many beefs with the Kardashians in Hollywood and different people. Like literally Kristen Cavallari just had a podcast the other week talking about her beef with them. Like there's so many they're random beefs. So I think people speculate and they're like, does Demi not like Kylie and the Kardashians, you know? Or does she simply, like, Kylie's not an actor. Like, she simply, like, doesn't know this girl.
Yeah, what if she knows Elle? Like, what if
I'm
knows
sure,
Elle?
no, she
and
does
she
know
knows Timothy,
Elle.
so it's literally like, she's just going to the people that she knows and wants to have a conversation with or something like that.
See, that's what I wonder.
That was my immediate first impression was like, yeah, it's awkward for Kylie, and, like, I feel for her in that moment, but I don't think that Demi's, like, being shady in any way. I think that she just, like, knows them because they're actors
hello to
and they're
her
not.
peers.
Yeah.
And
but I could be naive too. I don't know.
And maybe the room was just so like overwhelming and busy. Yes. She didn't even realize she skipped over Kylie. I probably would have for real been like, oh, like a little side hug, like hey, like I don't even know you, but like hi, how are you? And then kind of moved on. But you also don't know what it's like in those moments.
Totally.
So, I haven't been to the Golden Globes, so I can't say exactly.
Yes.
But you know, the public's going to do what the public does. And they're like, Demi Moore shaded Kylie Jenner. Yeah. I'm like, you guys, we don't know this for sure.
No, absolutely not. And it's funny because like everyone's like, yeah, shade her again. And it's literally like.
I also disagree with that. Yeah, why should Kylie be shaded?
No, I don't understand like the Kylie like hatred.
Like, why should she be hated?
for no reason. It's literally like
I think people are so in love with Timothy Chalamet that they
honestly,
don't.
that could
I
be that too.
do.
I
I
didn't think about
do.
that.
I think they're so. And listen,
I didn't
Timothy
think about that.
Chalamet, I think is going to be one of the greatest actors of our time.
For
I'm
sure.
not even kidding. I think he is.
I agree.
That man is going
He's so
to
talented.
rack up in Oscars one of these days.
Mhm.
And I think people are so obsessed with him that the idea of Kylie Jenner getting him pisses them off.
Right. It's like really like Jenner kind
Yeah.
of vibe.
Yeah. It's very
'Cause
that
it's like,
vibe.
It's very that because like, you know, people
I
just have
disagree
a lot
with that,
to say.
though.
No, of course. It's like at the end of the day, if he's happy and she's happy, then like
That's a
fuck
beautiful
everyone else,
thing.
really.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm like if y'all are in love and y'all having a good ass relationship and things are going fantastic and you're not even letting the internet and fame get in y'all's way, that is just more power to you.
This is why they keep the relationship private, which also tells me they're probably in a happy relationship.
Exact. Diva.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
And that's our last topic.
And that was it for our rapid fire, our first rapid fire back in 2025.
Yes.
How crazy that we're like finally back and we're in 2025. It's funny because it's like a quarter. 2025 it's like and I always like kept saying it was like it's like a quarter quell year.
Yeah.
From like Hunger Games. It's quarter quell because it's like 25. But it's gonna be a good year, I know it.
It is a good year. It's gonna be a good year. You
I
guys.
can just feel it in my bones. They're already shaking.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys so much. And thank you for being patient with us on our little break, our little hiatus. But we are back and starting 2025
better
strong.
than ever.
And better than ever.
We love you guys. See you in the next one.
Mwah. Bye.